Hangout is live. You guys ready?
Yep. Oh, tits, wait. Hold on.
Oh, Zach. I hit record then because everybody said yes.
I didn't say yes, but I was thinking yes.
You didn't say no.
My thoughts.
Exactly.
If you don't hear my thoughts, that's on you.
All right, here we go. On this episode of the CultureSmash Cast,
The all-new Wolverine is the best there is at what she does?
And wait a second. Betamax is just now going out of business?
And when some wild-eyed, 8-foot-tall maniac grabs your neck, taps the back of your head against a barroom wall, and looks you with crooked eyes and asks you if you've paid your dues, you just look at that big sucker and remember what Jack Burton says. I don't think anything's sacred. All that, plus it's a social drink, and it's a sake drink. It's a hibiscus drink, a toasted almond drink. No, toasted coconut. Oh,
You messed it up.
you get over it. It was so good until that.
No.
Well, coconut's a type of almond, right?
there's no going back.
Oh.
All this plus winning paint screws up our club. Whenever you're not here, I play you.
It's true. She's maybe, but at least she's the best you that you could be when she's playing you.
That's a way to think about
Wayne,
it.
stop the evil stare right now, or I will bring up Gringotts.
Here's what I'm going to do, Kevin. I'm going to buy you a cat. I will make you fall in love with that cat. And on some cold Christmas morning far from now, I will sneak into that house and I will punch you in the face.
Thank God for that.
I'll leave the window unlocked.
I think the fact is everyone would like to see Kevin.
Yeah, I love the fact
What is everyone want to see me get punched in the face?
Raise your
I thought
hand.
I was immune
Just
from
quick,
this
hey,
little
quick,
girl.
just a quick informal poll. Doesn't have to be a final answer. If you have thought about ever punching Kevin in the face, raise your hand. Really?
Wait a minute, let me switch the camera. We get the other angles here. Yeah.
I can honestly say that.
Thank you, Mike.
That's not
Hasn't
pretty.
occurred to me.
Thank you.
Now we can flip this. If you
I
want to see what
inflict-
you thought about punching Zach in the face, then
I inflict
Oh, there
the
we go.
most pain on Zach. I actually wouldn't punch Zach in the face. I'm sorry, friend. I wouldn't.
My punches are so.
Because I might get rid of
Oh, you kick him in the balls.
Yeah.
I really don't consider that a solution to anything.
What's that?
There we go.
My
It's not about
punches,
being a solution. It's just about being fun.
my
Yeah.
punches are so ineffective. I don't really consider that any.
Well, yeah, so you wouldn't even get entertainment value.
Yeah.
Here we go.
How about driving with a moped with the 383 engine?
And we started the show.
Not with two
We're
words.
broadcasting, but the garage band hasn't started.
383 go kart. That might be fun.
Yeah, we're doing the pre-show entertainment.
Pre-show.
Just talking about punching me
Well,
in the
that's
face.
an air quote entertainment.
6:30 pre-show, different from 7:30 pre-show.
It's true. All right, so are you guys ready to actually?
Yes.
Oh, I'm ready. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Let's go.
Lick Lily's
Testes,
lusty leathers.
testes.
Lick Lily's,
Silence.
lick Lily's lust.
Rubber baby buggy
Rubber
bumpers. No. No. That's my easiest.
Rubber
Rubber
baby
baby buggy
bumpers.
bumpers. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Rubber baby buggy bumpers.
Try saying toy boat 3 times real fast.
Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy boat.
Yeah, you got Dreef in there pretty well.
Yeah,
That's
sure,
impressive.
sure. Sure, articulate.
Zach couldn't get 2. He almost didn't get 1.
Yeah,
So-
sorry about it, Zach.
Yeah.
I
Zach
thought
could go
it'd
to
be
Steve, though.
easier.
Yeah. That's true.
Hey, here's a question. When did Al Borland take over Zach's role?
I got it.
It might be kind of
You said it. I don't know who that is until you're like, it's Tilton. And I'm like, oh, that.
Everybody else got it. That's what matters. I'm done. That's I'm done.
It's the combo play.
We're not talking that.
Alright, but I'm actually gonna start the show.
No comment.
Yeah, exactly, because you don't know what you're talking about.
I know when to shut up.
It's true, you've learned that. I'm proud of you.
Oh, you should make a note that I made Zach shut up.
Notebook out.
I know
Feels
when
really
just
good.
to take it like a bitch.
We should make a note of the first episode that we did with Al Borland.
Is this how you take it, bitch? Is that
Yeah,
how
you realize there's nothing you can say to no.
Yeah, it just makes it worse. Yeah, it's true. Alright. So, alright, here we go.
All right.
Here we go. Serious business.
Unless I could spoil Star Wars.
Stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you.
Wait, have you seen Star Wars yet?
There's stuff starting to
Would
come
you
out
let me start
Stop.
the show?
that is
Stop!
borderline spoilery.
Where's the squirt?
Somebody should get Mike. It's right by the door. It's right on the outside, just outside
No,
the door.
I'm good.
But on the other side.
I need to keep it here
Other
just in
side.
case.
Other side. You find it?
Well,
You'll
just
get it. Oh yeah, that's it.
You'll get.
So when he does something, you squirt him with it?
Yes.
Is it effective?
It's entertaining. He was
Okay.
so last week.
It's very effective.
Because I'm thinking maybe just throwing the bottle at his face might help.
Well, that's the last resort.
No,
We're out of water.
that's what Alan does.
Yeah, that's true. It is what Alan does, actually. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna start.
I thought Alan burst through the door and scares the juices out.
Not anymore. We have.
Yes,
I
that's
think
it.
this is the most in between time we've ever had.
Okay, starting. Here we go. It's the CultureSmash Cast, episode 382 for November the 11th, 2015. I'm Stephen Lackey, editor of CultureSmash.tv. And how badly...
Dwayne Hay, contributor to CultureSmash.tv.
I knew it. I knew there was something.
What?
He had to jump ahead. He jumped ahead of you. See,
Why? I don't know. Sometimes I just like taking the whole thing from Steven. Some days I just want to mess up the order. Except for the pre-show. I'm always last on that.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Hey, you know what?
It's
Wild
true.
card.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Like, I could feel his presence getting closer to me. I was getting kind of freaked out. What's it gonna do? All right, let's continue like it never happened.
That was
All right.
less. That was more tame than what I expected. I'm
It's
kind of
entertaining.
disappointed.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed also.
Nicholas Walls, contributor to CultureSmash.tv.
Dwayne Hay, contributor to CultureSmash.tv.
You don't get to go twice.
You said pretend it never happened, Steven. Make up your mind.
He does have you there.
What happened?
That's true.
I was pretending better than you were.
Yeah, it's
What are you
true.
talking
I
about?
can't pretend.
Mike Young, contributor to CultureSmash.tv.
All right, I'm so over there.
Catherine Holder, contributor to CultureSmash.tv.
Oh, look, Zach doesn't have to go last.
Nathan Savino.
Oh, we got another
I was like, does that mean I go next?
Yeah, well, you were on the shot next, but
All right,
you got
well.
jumped. But so now you're last. Anyway.
Okay, well, anyway,
Al
I am Zach Martin. I'm
Al Borland, contributor to Tool Time.
I'm a very, very late contributor to CultureSmash.tv.
Yeah, it's so late. Put my.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's like,
Is it that
Don't you make
Brody
excuses.
thing?
no.
You do it.
It's like I do normally make an excuse, but I just realized, like, over the past week, I played 12 hours of Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, I know.
So it's kind of like,
There's no
I've
excuse.
done something there. Yeah.
Yeah, only 12. You're kind of behind.
True.
Well, I finished the whole game in 12 and a half hours.
Before we get to too much further in, we have to mention our sponsor. Just added this week, we want to thank Social for sponsoring the Culture Smash Cast. It is an 88-calorie
Sparkling
sake drink. It has the same amount of alcohol as a beer, but only 88 calories, and it's gluten-free. It's free for everything.
completely organic, and it's really, really delicious.
All right, Catherine, you're the best shot.
Absolutely delicious. That's my personal favorite.
But the real good, best one.
Well,
The real.
everybody either loves one or the other. This is the toasted almond and coconut one, and it's a little more flavor heavy. It's really, really delicious.
It's
Both are
super
good.
It's tasty.
I didn't expect to like the coconut one as much as I did, but this is still my favorite.
So go to socialenjoyments.com and check it out. You can order it if you're in Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Florida. That's where it's launched, but it's all over the place online. So go get you some.
Drink responsibly, kids.
That's right.
No, wait, kids are drinking all. Adults are
It's
drinking
true, it's
responsibly.
true.
The adults with the mental capacity of children should be able to drink. If you're over 21, I don't know.
Yeah, I have no
So that's you?
Cocaine. Let's go.
Well, speaking of Dwayne on cocaine and bad ideas, Betamax, you've had a good run.
I don't know how that segue
He
works.
was such
Yeah.
a fluffy little thing in that movie. It was good.
What?
Betamax.
Betamax from the
Oh,
Yeah.
was that Baymax?
I haven't
It was,
seen
Bay-
the
it
movie
was
yet.
Baymax is the name.
Baymax,
Oh.
that's
I
right.
really need to see
Hmm.
it.
Oh, I love
Disney's
it
creating
so much.
consumer confusion in the.
Well, either way,
It wasn't different.
Betamax, you've had a good run. Almost 40 years since Sony first introduced the magnetic media for recording television programs, the company announced that it will be retiring the format in March of 2016. Perhaps the bigger news to come out of this is the fact that Sony has been actually producing Betamax tapes all along, in spite of the fact that the format was bested in the 1980s by JVC's VHS format, which then gave way to DVDs. The format war flared up again briefly with the HD DVD/Blu-ray battle of the early 21st century, but Betamax was there all along, watching from the shadows like a sneaky, sneaky ninja. According to CNN, yeah, exactly. According to CNN, Sony made the announcement on Tuesday saying the March Betamax batch will, quote, make the final shipment of all of our memory media for Betamax. The company was still producing Betamax video recorders as recently as 2002. While Betamax was the first commercially viable recorded media on the consumer scene in the mid-70s, it was soon joined by VHS. The VHS format was cheaper and could hold more contact. In fact, Betamax tape was only capable of holding an hour's worth of programming, whereas the earliest VHS cassettes were capable of twice that amount. While purists were quick to point out the superior quality of Betamax provided, no one really cared because, come on, they could only record an hour. Sony has a knack for wringing as much life as possible from its proprietary formats. The company announced it would no longer be making games for its handheld platform, but announced third-party games for the PS Vita were still to be made going into the future.
Ooh, I guess the Vita's done there.
They still make the little
it's
mini
about that time.
CDs.
Another reason Betamax never took on was because
The adult industry chose VHS.
the adult industry chose VHS. On top of that, because it was cheaper, but really the reason is if you wanted a Betamax player, it had to be Sony. There was no mirror.
That's not true.
That's actually not true. Yeah.
Because I've done like tons of research on this.
Yeah, but it's not
No,
true
'cause
because I have
our
family
first-
that had Beta players, and I think they had an Emerson one.
Our
No.
first one was the
Are
same.
you talking about it first or like later? Like first
Well,
wave?
we were always behind everything. This was in 84, 85.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people out there are like, who would be making Betamax? So we're still making VHS tapes too.
Well, but here's the thing: is some versions of the Beta cam
Quentin
format.
Tarantino's still watching VHS.
Yeah, he does. But there are some versions of the Beta cam format that are still used for news gathering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that for the first time on Sports Night. I was like, what are they using? That's a Betamax.
Mhm.
And then I started doing a little of research. Obviously not as much as Zach did.
I've listened to hours of podcasts and right.
Well, I
Wait, I want you to point me in the direction of hours of podcasts about the Betamax.
The Hollywood Saloon episode number 7,
I was
format
just
wars.
kidding, I really don't.
I
Hey, don't you have an episode of Family Feud to host?
Oh, come on.
It's still taking us that.
Damn it.
John said they still use Betamax for industrial uses like TV channels now.
Well, yeah, that's what we were just saying. That it's still. I think only in the last few years that it's actually been taken over. The digital format's taken over.
Well,
I have a beta of one of my films. I should have brought that out because I stole the beta tape. Because we had this issue at a film festival once where they weren't taking DVDs, and all they would take is VHS or beta. So I just took my DVD to a duplication center and had it duplicated over to the beta and sent it. I think there was a time where if it was on
Did
beta,
it look at you weird and like, really? Beta?
yeah,
Okay.
I did, yeah.
Well,
But there was a
probably
time
did the
when
same
if
thing
it was
for
on a beta
Betamax.
tape, it was taken more seriously than on DVD.
Wasn't there also like the different point, like there was a 1/4-inch Betamax and then
Yes.
a 1/2-inch Betamax?
There's Betamax and Betacam, and the cams were this what the news companies use. And I think the tape is like outside of the width of the actual tape inside, the actual casing is even bigger, but it's still in the beta format.
Yeah, and also with that you got to jump in quality.
Yeah,
I mean, it's subtle. You have to know what you're looking for, but the quality is there.
yeah. No, I think if you side by side them, you'd be able to see it.
How's the aspect ratio?
Well,
Yeah.
actually, if you back in the day, no, you asked for it. Back in the day, Betamax and VHS, you would only get pan and scan. You would not get letterbox format. So really, if you wanted widescreen films as they're originally meant to be seen, you had to go Laserdisc, which is another format that was going in the late 80s, 90s.
Yeah, but the same
Analog Laserdisc.
the same thing happened with HD DVD versus Blu-ray. HD DVD was a superior format in the early days, but it was about just like always, it's about money.
And the porn industry.
And porn. I was about to say that.
And porn. And it was exactly the same.
Whichever format porn goes with, that's where the wind blows.
It's
Porn
less.
go with both Blu-ray and HD.
I have no idea. That part I don't know. I only know about the VHS.
Porn wasn't as much of a contributing factor for the Blu-ray.
It wasn't quite as much because.
But Blu-ray was just had a better chance, a better hold of grappling the market and getting more manufacturers.
Sony knows how to sell.
Well, that I think Sony kind of learned from their mistakes with the Betamax and made Blu-ray more
Because I don't know. I'm kind of a little bit skeptical of the whole porn thing. Decided to beta VHS thing, even though I know there's a lot of evidence that was a big contributor. But the fact was, it wasn't necessarily that the porn industry chose VHS. What I understood was that Sony wouldn't allow it or tried to discourage the porn.
It was.
From
That's what it was. Yeah.
So it wasn't like they just chose. They just went with
yeah. No, that's absolutely true. And maybe Sony learned from their mistakes with Blu-ray because they didn't stop them on Blu-ray. But I think just like I think Nico, you said it didn't make as much difference with that particular valve because people were already watching their porn on the internet.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it doesn't really matter at this stage. I mean, that's why Playboy isn't going. He's like anywhere to doing nudes now.
Exactly.
Yeah, he is.
That's where Catherine watches her porn. Is online.
Who doesn't?
I was about to say, does anybody actually
I was about to say,
go
does
and buy
anybody
it?
actually go to the store and buy porn anymore?
That's a good point. If you go to the Hustler store, they still have that section. They have it.
Which, here's the thing. That section is there to make you laugh because if you just go around and look at the titles and the covers and
They're
everything.
wonderful, aren't
But
they?
see, you don't even have to do that
hilarious.
now because you could pull up your on-demand guide, like your TV guide.
Well,
guide
yes,
I love that
and you see the
too.
titles and they're hilarious.
There's even a Jurassic World porn.
The
Yes,
same
of course,
Jurassic
but
World.
this is what happens. This is the series of events that happens, especially when you're out with one Nathan Savino. You go
What
and
about when you're out with
pregame
two
at
Nathan Savinos?
okay, or that. You go to Canvas and you get a good drink on because they have good liquor there, and then you go to Tribe and play and you party for the rest of the night and you
So for
get
people who aren't here, you bar hop gay bars.
bar hop gay bars because it's all on the same strip. And then you go to Suzy Wong's, which is right next to like sober up and like get some food and sober up a little bit. If you still can't drive home by that point, you go over to Hustler Hollywood and you just shop around for a little bit, and that's how you sober up.
You don't shop, you test the products. You ride and whip and nay.
I love going to the Hustler store because it's like going to like a car lot or like a showroom because the salespeople in there like show things to you and it's.
But they're so sterile about it.
I know, right?
I find that disturbing.
It is
whatever.
disturbing, but that's what makes it funny.
Meh.
No, what you want to know really funny is go to the Hustler store with Mike, completely sober. It's hilarious. It's really entertaining.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Life goals.
See what's also entertaining?
What's that?
The top 10.
Here they come.
You've just been segued. So how's your sex life?
Anyway, how was your sex life? Oh, it's pretty good. We made a lot of money at the bank with our client.
By the way, he's talking about the room.
I'm making good money, thinking about getting a larger place.
No.
All right. So
Just
here's the box
derails
office
everything.
from last weekend. Here's the box office. Number 10 was Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension. It made $1.6 million. That one made $16 million on a $10 million budget. Even outside all, Intern it made another $1.7 million. That one's made $71 million so far on a $35 million budget.
That jumped back up to the top 10.
Yeah. Number 8 is The Last Witch Hunter. It made $2.5 million. It's made $23.5 so far in its third week.
I can't imagine that that's too far off with its budget, though.
Probably.
And it's probably going to get plenty of
It's probably a
attention.
40 million, I think.
Really?
Dude, as much visual effects as there are in that film.
Yeah, but they don't
that's,
look good.
Doesn't matter. You know, I think 30 to 40 million is probably around where the budget is.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing 20.
All right. So number 7 is Burnt. $2.8 million over the weekend. It's made 10 points. That's in its. Number 6 is Hotel Transylvania 2. It's made another 3.6 million. That one's made 161 million on an $80 million budget, and Part 3 has already been announced.
Wow.
Yep. Number 5 is Bridge of Spies. That one made 5.8 million over the weekend, 54.7 million on a $40 million budget.
And Part 2 has been announced.
Tunnel of Spies.
Tunnel of Spies. Number 4 is Goosebumps. That one made 6.8 million, 66 million so far on a $58 million budget.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, kind of. Number 3 is The Martian.
So enthusiastic.
Yeah, it
I was
made
about to
9
say,
million.
this
This
is
is what's nice. It made 196 million, almost 197 million on a $108 million budget. Number 2 is the Peanuts movie. It opened over the weekend, $44 million. That one has a $90 million budget. Number 1 over the weekend was Spectre. It had a $70 million opening on a $245 million budget. $245 million.
I saw some estimations of 300 million.
That
Reshoots.
It's 245 million. What that's like?
Oh, that's not $1 million,
level.
man. That's like 2 million or
It's a-
1.5.
It's a freaking Avengers
Yeah.
level budget or something like that. It's like super
Crazy money. Now, okay, so we saw the movie. Mike and I went and saw it, and Zach saw it also over the weekend. And his review is up on CultureSmash.tv. I guess the thing that makes the most impact is the score, because of Zach loves the movies. I love them too. We have the box sets, all of the movies.
Okay. I was about to say, you said I love this one. I was like,
are the bigger fan even than us. Mike,
Probably
still give the movie
5.
out of 10.
Ouch, man.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's
A
serious.
5 out of 10 for you, Mike?
Yeah.
Serious business.
in
That's
terms of the
The worst of the Bond movies?
I think,
no.
No.
but in terms of the Craig film,
I think
in
part
terms of the
it-
Craig films, we're going to disagree on this because I still think Quantum of Solace is worse.
I enjoy Quantum of Solace better than this.
But
I cannot watch Quantum of Solace. So
the-
the fact that I can watch
The
this.
thing about this is, I guess the big thing that disappointed me was you see what it could have been, and then they just let you down. It's just like there were things happening that you should have been just jumping up and down and going, oh my god, but it's like I was just sitting there going, how much longer we got? You know, it's
Yeah. you
It's
know,
really long.
my opinion, first thing was that people are that when you try to compare this movie to Skyfall, it's not a fair comparison because Skyfall was not a typical Bond movie.
No,
Not
it's
to me. That was an amazing drama that happened to be a Bond movie. But even with that said, if you compare this to Casino Royale,
yeah.
you
It's
know,
just,
it's like
which I think is definitely more kind of hardcore, dramatic, but it's definitely a more Bond movie. It's definitely
Yeah.
more traditional.
this movie is
It's kind of a mess. I mean, okay.
plot-wise.
Which is weird because it's got the same director.
Negative.
You're negative?
Negative.
Okay. I think the direction's fine. I think the cinematography is fine. I think the script.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the way it looks,
Yeah,
the
you
way
can't
it was composed is it's generally pretty good. I mean,
Correct.
it's a good looking film.
Yes.
But the director is also responsible for assembling kind of the story,
Yeah.
putting things together.
I mean, the director's the leader of the project.
And the director can look at what he's shooting and say, this pacing is bad, and go to the
Yeah.
writer and say, fix this.
Yeah, a director could kill a good script or save a bad script, but
Yes.
it's their job to at least do the latter.
And you just with the running length, you just with the little set pieces.
That's one of the reasons I didn't go see it is because I didn't have a good opening in my schedule this weekend to see it because it was such a long movie.
There's so
It's
many.
only 5
though.
or 6 minutes longer than Skyfall.
There's so many of these
feels
set pieces.
so much longer.
You know, the action that's in it starts to turn a little bit to white noise to me
Yes.
because there's so much of it, and it's just so unnecessary. It's like I made a joke to Mike. I said it turned to a point where every time there was an exterior shot of like the city or where they were, I expected the title card to come up and say a different country.
Traveling all over the place.
Literally, and he would travel to a different, remote, location for almost no plot reason at all, or one tiny little
That
plot
hotel
reason.
room sequence
And
just
it's
absolutely.
You know,
It could've
there's
skipped.
one big emotional beat in the movie, and I'm not going to get too detailed on that, It's just when that beat happens, there's a big reveal, and it doesn't deserve the reveal. There's no build up to it. There's no real reasoning for it.
It's fan service.
It's like,
It is
that's kind of what I
The
thought.
only reason it's there, and I had the same problem with it in Star Trek Into Darkness.
I agree.
It
I
serves
agree.
no purpose to the plot. It does not
That
help the
reveal-
villain. It helps James Bond if you try to look at it.
That
Okay.
reveal, that con reveal, is really almost replicated. You're right.
It is literally. It's like saying, Nico, my name is not Zach. My name is Steve. Now, to you, you're like, I don't care. In fact, now that I know your real name, I can track you better.
honestly.
That's true.
But-
we thought his name was Al.
But to
Portland.
but to Catherine here, Catherine has seen Steve before in 4 films, and he knows she knows my past. It's merely I should have just turned straight to Catherine and gone, "Hi, my name is this. I'm the villain.
It just
My real name is this." It serves no purpose.
So
It hurts the film.
I know a lot of the buzz coming out of this film in the promotion is like Daniel Craig's displeasure, basically, of doing this entire movie.
Yeah, and
It
I
almost shows.
wonder if that's why he's been so adamant lately, saying this is it. He's done with Bond.
Like I think Zach, you mentioned when we started talking about it, they had a lot of reshoots and problems like that.
Yeah, they had some problems filming and then some reshoots, like as in, I know the winter sequence where whenever in the snow, there was some storm problems they had to deal with and a lot of issues with that. They had to shoot a
Sam
lot of
Mendes
that
is a
over.
good director. I don't know what happened.
And it's stunning. Roger Deakins of the cinematography in the last film. You can see them try to replicate it here, but really the direction on Skyfall versus this film is so wildly different. It is so.
And,
Well, I think originally
Vastly
wasn't Sam Mendes not going to come back
yeah,
for this one.
Sam Mendes and I'm not forgetting his name now. The Bond.
Oh,
Daniel
Craig.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Were both
Bless
supposed
you.
to leave the franchise, and suddenly they were both back, and I feel like they're just phoning it in to do this last.
Yeah, they
movie.
feel like it's phoned in. And
that might be what it was. Maybe they were just giving it something.
Corner if they're in jeopardy of losing Mendez and Craig, because they've really just kind of started the story. I mean,
Yeah.
Skyfall kind of put us in that position. You're like, you realize, this is actually just a big reboot.
Yeah, it's
The,
circled everything
And,
back
and
down.
this does the same thing, and it's kind of setting things up. I mean, that was kind of the one redeeming thing about this movie, I think, is it's setting things up for the future. But if you go and lose Mendez, and especially if you
I think
lose
you lose to the
Craig,
director, but
Are
it's
you-
always harder to replace the ball.
are you going to try to do another reboot? It's almost like it's just going to be stillborn.
Yeah.
So I don't know,
Did
it's
it
in a
seem
weird
like
place.
in the movie, or particularly the way I guess it ended, did it feel like this is going to be a swan song, the end of Craig Bond, or
No.
No, it felt like this
Not
was
at all.
them setting
It was
things
not
up
a
like.
cliffhanger ending at all.
not even
also-
necessarily a cliffhanger, but like more of a send-off.
No, it wasn't.
No,
No.
like
The last movie, Skyfall, was more of a
it
send-off.
totally was a send-off.
At
I
the
was
end, yeah.
kind of surprised. I was
And-
glad when I heard Craig because I really like Craig's Bond.
On a very side small note, though, I really liked the actress that played Monty Penny in
yeah,
Skyfall.
she is.
And she
Naomi
was
Harris,
wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah.
God, her character goes.
But even
absolutely
Christoph Waltz is
nowhere.
really kind of underutilized.
Yeah.
He's
Christoph
quite good
He's in the
at what
film
he
for
is,
like
what
3
he's
scenes.
when he's there. But it's and there's that one scene, that first scene, but you hardly even see him. It's just now that is one of the scenes that works. It is.
Well, he has a presence in that scene.
Yeah.
Well, and the scene
But
is
it's,
so amazing in the trailer that
but
I
then
was
it's
blown
followed
away
up
by
with an
is
action
Mangle.
sequence that's just.
The scene that's in the trailer that's so good with him, I think is we talked about this. I think is mangled. I think it's the scene visually is what's in the movie, but the narration is taken from another part of the movie and it's stitched together, and it's really cool. But it's not what's in the movie.
So this is the case of the trailer being better than the movie.
just like the last,
I mean,
the
and
last
also-
movie.
And also,
Same.
Shut your horse mouth.
okay, and also, the main villain goes, all the villains from Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace, which they don't hardly mention at all, and Skyfall, they were all under me, and they
Well,
were
I
all
don't know.
under my control, and they were
That's
all
starting to get into spoilers
Spoiler
territory.
territory.
I planned the whole thing, and I look at it and I go,
No,
Zach,
hold on.
Zach,
I know
You-
that's
Zach,
in the
you were trying to be
trailer.
good
That's,
before.
that's
It's
allu-
in the
it's
trailer.
it's alluded to in the trailer, but I really
Stop
kinda-
it out.
Stop it out.
You know, it'd be nice to kind of go in and write another, maybe see it again and write another, not really a review, but an essay on it where
Yeah.
and just spoil the hell out of it and
I
discuss
think
these
what would be
things.
My
interesting
point
is
is-
to write an essay on Craig's run in the Bond franchise, and
Which has been very, you can
it's
arguably uneven.
very uneven. When it's good, it's like badass.
Well,
It's like,
but
of course,
I
I'm the
think
best.
compared to the average level, I mean, Bond movies are typically fun. It
wasn't fun.
I would say that, you know,
I think it's
to
fine.
me,
Great.
like, weirdly enough, the person you would think make the perfect Bond, the Pierce Brosnan movies were the least fun. But like as campy as Roger Moore ever got, you know, even some of the silly stuff Timothy
Octopussy,
Dalton
come on.
did, it was always fun. But they were not good. A lot of them were not good movies.
Yeah.
The Craig movies, I think, have generally been pretty good movies.
Yeah, I don't think.
But
As
they're
far as the
not
quality of the
fun.
The
movie,
Timothy Dalton movies to me were the weakest of the Bond movies.
I guess I've got a soft spot because I like Timothy Dalton's Bond.
Yeah.
But yeah, the movies were the one reason.
License to Kill is more.
Like in
Where's the one where they pop a wheelie with it?
Yeah, I'm
License to
like,
Kill.
Yeah.
And see,
it's
I'm a
horrible.
big fan of the Pierce Brosnan films. I think that I can watch them over and over.
I-
I think they're
you know,
I
But
love
we're
the Pierce
so
Brosnan
silly
film.
and
The
so
way-
much fun.
but see, I'm the same as you, Mike, with Timothy Dalton. I guess I'm apologetic to the weaknesses.
Yeah, not as good as films, but you're like, to me, that he and Sean Connery will always be Bond.
See,
Those
I-
are the
I think it also
Brosnan-
helps on the era that you came in on the line.
Yeah,
like
true.
I came in
And that's true,
on
too.
Pierce Brosnan Bond, so that's why
Yeah,
Pierce Brosnan.
And I grew up
Like,
on GoldenEye.
Sean Connery is always everyone's. Yeah, that's Bond. But you also
That's right.
have the one that you came in on Bond now, and it is Pierce Brosnan for me and GoldenEye. So GoldenEye is really the definitive Bond movie at the time.
So isn't.
Oh, but it's
But
so
it
good.
was also my first release, the first one I recall watching.
I like GoldenEye though. I will say that. I like
GoldenEye. Plus, that's the best
It's the
besides
best
the
song.
tell.
Even
Besides
the
the Tell
song,
Skyfall.
The song Inspector
song-
sucks.
No.
The
Actually,
song Inspector.
Isn't it? I don't even
I don't.
heard
I
it.
think I
I
kind of
did
mentioned
not
earlier, I
like
think
it.
really of all the Bond songs, it's somewhere in the middle.
I hate it because even when in the Pierce Brosnan one, when they said Madonna was going to do it, I'm like, no. But that song
No,
is
that was
great.
just okay.
It's almost better than the movie.
Yeah.
That one was just okay, but
For
like
Bond.
GoldenEye found his weakness.
That's a classic.
I
If you're
love
dealing
it.
with a Bond
I
song,
like that song. I like the Cheryl Crow one a lot. I like that. I thought her song was good.
I don't think she had the pipes for it.
Well, but
Who?
Sheryl Crow.
well, I think.
Oh, Cheryl Crow did this one?
No,
No,
she
she
did
did.
one though. She
Oh.
did
Bond
one.
never dies. I don't think she had a pipe.
No,
pipe
I
for it.
think
She
her
sounded like
song-
she was wailing.
I think her
some
song is good. But, well, and my thing is, I guess for me, what is good? Does it feel like a Bond song? Well, like the Jack White one.
Oh, I hated that.
But it
Yeah,
still felt like a Bond song. This
Which one
one
was
to
it?
me didn't.
Casino Royale was Jack
Casino
Black's.
Royale was Jack. Yeah.
No,
Yeah, that one was
no,
just okay.
But yeah.
Was it that or Quantum of Solace?
It was Quantum of Solace.
Was it?
Oh, okay. I knew it was one of the early
And I don't have it in my playlist, and I don't like to listen to it. But when I watch the movie, it still has that sort of epic, big feeling of a Bond song. This one, to me, just didn't do it.
As a song itself, I don't think it works. In context of the movie
Which
and
one?
of the
This
title
new
sequence,
one?
Spectre. I
Spectre?
love the title sequence.
The title sequence is great.
Title
But the
sequence
music is
was
suck.
good, yeah.
I think the song works in the title
I
sequence.
disagree.
I don't think it works outside of it.
I disagree.
So you do think
It
it
was
works outside of it?
It was
No,
Quantum of
I think
Solace.
the
You're
song
right.
is not good either way, in the movie or out.
I think it's. I mean, it's definitely. I think it
The
works
song might be better out of it when I'm not having this expectation of a Bond song.
Okay.
Actually.
I mean, I think the orchestration is good. I don't think. I don't like the falsetto he does.
Hi, Hector.
I don't like. Really, the lyrics don't do anything for me. I just.
Hector's looking at the two microphones in the chat.
Damn it! I liked the first 15 minutes.
Well, it's like when I was trying to review, I went like, "War," and
That's
I
one of the
remember
greatest
liking.
things about the box set is that you can play through them.
I remember liking the theme song to Man with the Golden Gun.
Yeah.
And there's that little refrain in it, the man with the gold, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But you go listen to the song, the rest of the song is awful. It's
Well,
horrible.
to me, there's a lot of Bond songs that I like in context of Bond, but I don't
So
know.
there might be a couple of bars
Yeah.
you like, and that may be the same thing with like Writings on the Wall. There may be a couple of bars where it fits or
Well, I like
Yeah.
the
And that's
orchestration.
probably
I think the musical score behind it is just absolutely A+. I
You
don't
know
think
what?
the lyrics are
Listen,
great.
though, you know what's the most sad part is it says a lot about the movie if we're going to spend this much time just talking about the music because.
We also talked a lot about Adele Skyfall when
Yeah.
we were talking about that.
That is such a darn good song. But then again, it's Adele.
So good.
Freaking Adele.
She
Like,
nailed it.
That
And
new
it
Adele
just
song makes me want to
stuck.
slice my wrist, but I love it.
oh, it's so
So
good. I
let's,
can't stop listening to it.
It's true.
I'm kind of
So,
I'm depressed.
So, what's opening this weekend?
All right, opening this weekend. That's a good question.
I don't know if this is gonna help.
What
I don't think it is.
I could go on. but
opening
I
this
just thought I
weekend.
was
Love the
gonna go.
Coopers with no rating and By the Sea at 28%.
I'm not sure what by the sea.
Isn't that Angelina Jolie's movie?
Oh, yeah.
Angelina Jolie Pitt's movie. Because
Looks like a lifetime.
she's actually credited.
The
as that.
Jolie Pitt.
That
It's like a
trailer.
Lifetime movie.
Very strange.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of trailers, did you guys get the news?
What's important to me?
And my big fat
That's-
wedding too.
That one came
Make sure you're not muted here.
No, I can see you, Katie.
Yeah, she's on the camera. Go back to see. It's on.
There it goes. Yeah, it just,
Sure, I see a picture.
maybe it's just the internet. All right, so
You
Yeah.
can't blame me.
So,
I'll find a way to blame.
so
you.
box office,
Yeah.
film ball.
Yeah, so we have a lot to talk about. Let's bring up the old film ball here. How about we do that since Nathan's with us? Are you ready?
There's the only reason he's here.
Oh, I'm ready.
ready?
I'm ready for Hunger Games to come out, so I can be like, bye bye, wipe your.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, I'm ready for Star Wars too, but you know.
Yeah, it's gonna help you so much.
Yeah, it's gonna help you so freaking
Just
much.
split it.
Half of it.
I'm just excited
Alright.
for Star Wars. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
All right, so the film ball. I guess always go over this in case we have a new listener. Basically, it's a game we play 3 times in 3 blocks throughout the year. We get 100 virtual bucks. We bid on the movies coming out in that block of time. We think are going to make the most money, and then we smack talk each other for that time.
Oh wait, it's the most money.
Yes, it's the most money.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
like a golf thing.
Oh, no.
Why would it be different?
Yeah. Nathan. And Zach's number is 0.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Oh, you want me to go ahead and do Dwayne's?
yeah. Oh.
Nah.
But Nico's number is 143 million. And
Okay. Great. You can say I'm in the middle.
Catherine at 204 million.
Wow.
Above them.
There is a 3.
Hector!
Hector is crushing it this game. Okay. He's talking about.
We're just talking about the connection, and he was like, you can plug it into the Ethernet. And I'm like, who uses Ethernet anymore?
Well,
I do for-
I'm gonna switch it here. Hang tight. It's gonna bleep for a minute because I'm switching to faster.
Might have a cable.
And then he just said, I'm just sorry, did you say that Hector is crushing it?
Hector is crushing.
Don't let that get to your head, buddy.
True. All right, so that's our film ball for now. I don't know, Zach, do you really half of Star Wars is gonna put you in the game?
I'm already in the game. I have $0.
Well,
That's
not in the
not
real game.
really-
Not in the real game.
That's not in the game.
I mean, some people are
Actually,
already
you could,
estimating
yeah.
$300 million opening weekends.
That's 150 for you.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, but that's opening weekend.
Dwayne,
Yep.
do you really think half of Star Wars?
No.
No.
Why?
And are you comfortable with sharing the title of winner with Zach?
That's probably the better question.
You mean Al Borland? I would be on.
wait, guys. Wait. I'm glad you brought up Al Borland. Because.
Oh, yeah. Wait,
No.
do you have a comparison?
Wait, let me bring up the script.
Wait,
All right, what do you
wait.
think?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Hi, Johnny, and welcome to Tool Time. I am Tim the Toolman Taylor. And it's always a pleasure to share the spotlight with someone special in my life. My brother Marty's here.
Hey, can you pause on
Marty's
Al
here,
and
the
put
only
it up
brother I can
next
still
to
be
Zach?
the
So we can get a comparison?
Wait, we're missing it.
Yeah, can you do that? Yeah.
Well,
Do it. Yes. Okay. Hold up.
Okay, here we go.
There we go. There's Al Borland. And there's Zach. And there's Al Borland. And there's Zach.
Okay, that's hilarious.
Can I say something that's technically PG-13?
I guess you can.
Okay, we all can go eat a dick.
That's not PG-13.
That is PG-13.
That is
That is very much PG-13. In fact, you can go check out the MPAA's guidelines on it.
Okay,
You know what?
Wait, MPAA has guidelines?
Eating a dick is not that bad.
Well, speaking of eating dicks, Nathan, don't you have the next
Now, if
story?
you say the
Now
C
that was a
word-
good segue.
That was a good segue.
Now, if you say the
Add
C
mess
word
up on the
for
back.
a penis, that
Stop!
might
Stop.
be
all right. What's the next story?
Ridley Scott has been talking about his plans for Prometheus sequel Alien Paradise Lost, stating that it will be followed by another sequel which will then back into Alien 1 and answer the biggest question of them all. First up, the
Why?
Martian Helmer expressed his regret at not taking charge of the sequel's first time around, saying, "I'm trying to keep this for myself. I'll let the other one get away from me. I shouldn't have. I'm trying to
But Aliens was good.
re-resurrect
was
the
good,
beast
yes.
and let it off the hook for a while because I'm coming back into the back end of Alien 1. I'm gradually getting to Alien 1. Could Ridley Scott survive the solitude of Mars?"
That's a video, buddy. Keep
I
going.
think-
Yeah. Way to edit your story there, buddy.
Way
Good
to
job, Zach.
leave it in there.
Yeah, good job, Zach.
Alright, fine. You want me to be Zach? I'll be Zach.
No, don't be Zach. We can't take him.
And it
That's a pretty good imitation
sounds
of
like
Zach.
the films were
That is not me.
answer questions that the franchise originally asked back in 1979.
That's Al Borland.
You're out, buddy.
You
Prometheus 2 will start getting shot in February, and I've already begun now, so I know what the script is. Then there will be another one after that, and then maybe we'll be to Alien 1 as to why. Who would make such a dreadful thing? As Scott said.
Okay. He's a little gassy.
Alien Paradise Lost is scheduled to hit screens May 2017 while The Martian is still in cinemas. No, I can't breathe.
That makes it sound like The Martian will still be in cinemas.
That's yeah.
So,
Log off, and I'm gonna-
Zach is right. In the duff, a girl does say eat a dick. Just
Okay,
say-
good.
Okay.
So, do we really need to know who made the aliens? Is it really important?
James Cameron.
No, it doesn't matter.
No, who made
Okay. I thought you meant who made the sequel Aliens.
See, this is what happens when you imitate Zach. We stop listening to the story being read.
I did stop listening to the story being read. But no, I think it's a stupid question. They're aliens. Who cares?
Yeah,
It's
I
an
think
alien
anybody-
species.
Nobody
We
made them.
definitely don't need 3 movies to get us there.
I think the fact that if we find out they're genetically engineered or something takes away from.
That's one of the worst parts about Prometheus was
Yeah.
finding out that they're not like just aliens.
I just like to think there was a crazy planet where these things just exist.
Yeah, I don't need to know.
I'd like for it to have a Planet of the Apes ending where we find out it was Earth all along.
That would be awesome.
Damn you, you
scaly.
I think that
What
was-
is this? I was wrong. It was Earth all along. Be
All right.
fantastic.
Only if it's a musical will that be okay.
That
But no, it's just if the predators turn out to be like constructs, like I don't care. They're alien creatures. That's the amount of explanation I need.
Yeah. I just feel like he's gonna kind of do a Terminator on this and just further ruin the franchise. Oh, he's in a good space right now with The Martian, but he didn't write The Martian.
Yeah, which is probably to its credit.
Yeah, if he would just focus on directing, I've said this about M. Night Shyamalan. He's fine if he directs other people's.
To be fair, Terminator probably would have been better if James Cameron were at the helm.
Yeah.
Maybe it has the opposite problem.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I keep wondering how much they paid him to endorse Genesis.
What do you mean?
How many millions of dollars?
Well, I think he's still listed as an executive director, so he gets paid from the movie.
No, there's a video that came out. He's like, I know. And it was just like, how much?
You watched it on his trailers. I understand.
Yeah, no, I've seen it before that. I really came with Red Letter Media. But I just want to know how many millions of dollars they did that. So just get him to say it.
He probably said it because he was getting paid off the movie. He gets part of the profit.
If he's an executive.
I'm not saying he paid off. It was a bet, just like anybody being an executive producer or anything else.
And he's trying to pull every penny from it because he probably is on a percentage on a back end deal.
And to be honest, I still had fun with the movie.
Yeah, so I watched it. I have the Blu-ray reviews coming up this week. I was actually embargoed on it, so.
Wow.
Well, it did. Yeah,
it comes out this week.
What review?
So I didn't like the movie, but I did like Arnold Schwarzenegger a lot.
Yeah, like I was fine in the movie. It wasn't
his
good.
portrayal and the humor that was kind of built in. When the Terminator tries to smile, it never is not funny.
No, the movie makes no sense. The plot is
it's
everywhere. It still does not answer essential questions about itself.
And it actually makes everything even worse.
Yeah,
it was what it does.
Who sent him that? We never know stuff in the movie that is kind of necessary.
Don't think about it. Just don't think about it.
But no, that's exactly it. Yeah. As long as you just go in to enjoy Arnold, it's fun
because he's so great in that role.
Yeah,
it's so much fun. And
that's kind of what I get is like he had fun.
Yeah, I think he did. And I guess probably the most interesting part of it is his Terminator in that movie has been on the planet for years and years and years at this point. And this horrible, I don't know her name, but Sarah Connor that's in this.
Emily Clark.
It's horrible. She's horrible.
She's great on Game of Thrones, which is really depressing.
Well, and that's
I don't think she was horrible, but she's not.
Not a horrible actress, but it's a horrible portrayal of that character.
Yeah.
How about this? What's his bland ass?
Jai Courtney.
Jai Courtney.
Yeah, his coverage was
the most offensive.
That was horrible.
Yeah, that was
horrible.
yeah. Whereas Clark was fine. I didn't really have a problem with her or Sarah Connor, but no, Jai Courtney. There was no way. Was that the same Kyle Reese that we got in the original?
Yeah,
you could argue good reasons for Neil Clark, Sarah Connor.
The features and aesthetics of his body alone don't even match.
Well, I don't even care about
that. He's not this thin, wisp of a guy like Kyle.
He doesn't look like he's been hiding in sewers and eating rats.
Well, and I don't care about that if he's a good enough actor to own it.
But he did.
Believe it. But he didn't.
It's Jai Courtney. What do you expect?
Well, I agree.
Whoever said this is going to be a great
production
idea.
companies already
said they couldn't get Channing Tatum, so they got Jai Courtney. That's basically how it works out.
You're probably right. The production companies already said there's going to be another one.
Good. Maybe it'll lose more money.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because pretty much American audiences are done with it.
Yeah,
they're done.
They're done?
So
it made like what, 60 million?
Wait, are they done?
They're done.
Are they done?
Are they done?
They're sure.
So done.
You sure that they completely done?
Can I be done with Al Borland?
Are they well done?
Here's Tim the Two-Man Taylor and
So,
Al Flannelman Borland.
Have you guys heard about the talk about the Big Trouble in Little China reboot?
Oh, it's about time.
So Kurt Russell's heard about it, and he has no problem with that. Actually, he hopes the indie remake is better than the original. The new film is being developed with Dwayne.
That's going to be really hard to do.
That's blasphemy.
Agreed. But
we did just we're talking about freaking James Cameron endorsing Terminator Genesis. So.
True.
But
yeah,
if you are going to remake a movie or reboot it, why would you even bother if your goal wasn't to make a better movie?
To make money, and only to make money.
Well, okay, yeah, that's actually true.
And only to make money.
And speaking of making money,
which
actually I don't know if this is necessarily plays into making money better or not, but the new film is being developed with Dwayne Johnson potentially starring. And Russell says he has no problem with that.
Fantastic, because what remake hasn't been made better? Dwayne Johnson. Escape from Witch Mountain? No. Walking Tall?
No.
Hercules?
No.
What's wrong with it? Well, I mean, I guess
Not
it's
really a
remake.
remake, but a
To be
retake.
fair,
The Scorpion
to be-
King?
Well, he was in Mummy 2. To be fair, his G.I. Joe movie was better than the first G.I. Joe movie.
And also, to be fair, he was the only good part of the last Fast and Furious.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
And I'll say that with a clear conscience.
I mean,
But here's the thing about Jack Burton: he doesn't look like an action hero necessarily. I mean,
Well,
he's an average Joe. He
Yeah.
drinks Miller Lite
He's a
and just
he's a truck driver who gets
driver.
put into a bad
Now,
situation.
to be fair, I haven't actually known some truck drivers that look like Dwayne Johnson. I mean, they're big dudes that move a lot of boxes. So,
But
and Dwayne
the point
Johnson's
of the
a,
movie is to put a regular guy in this crazy ass situation.
I agree.
So Jack Horton.
I agree.
I mean,
God,
Jack
when,
Horton, yeah.
when Kurt Russell has the potion, he's like, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling invincible. And that's hilarious. Dwayne Johnson doing that line, it's like, you kind
You
of probably
are
always
invincible.
do
Well,
that.
You're not.
The big problem with it is, outside of even Dwayne Johnson, is no John Carpenter. Because
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the old school John Carpenter with that sense of humor that he had as a filmmaker in that era, you can't recapture that.
we should have gotten a sequel to this all along.
Yeah.
so I've been a little bit tongue-in-cheek with Kurt Russell's opinion of the reboot, but he is kind of a little bit ambiguous. He goes on and says, I don't think anything's sacred. He explained, I know why we did a remake of The Thing with John Carpenter. John wanted to do a movie that was called The Thing, but he really wanted to do a short story, Who Goes There? I thought that was exciting. It was a movie about paranoia. I liked that. It was quite different from the movie that was made in 1951, so ours was quite different. I have no idea what they're going to do with Big Trouble in Little China. I know why we made it. It was quite fresh and different at the time, and it's become a cult movie. I've done 4 or 5 characters they make dolls out of, and Jack Burton is one of them. Hopefully they will find the right tone and reason. The director's got his work cut out for him.
I just
Yeah.
get the feeling that Kurt Russell plays with the dolls and that.
Yeah.
I would love to think that he
Yes.
has Jack Burton versus Snake Plissken.
Well,
Man,
that's going to be a real
so-
quick fight.
Yeah, yeah. It will be a great humorous fight, though.
Oh yeah.
That said, Kurt Russell may not be the best judge of opinion about reboots and sequels.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
But the thing that's so weird about this is, we said this already. Half the time they reboot something like this is for a quick money grab. But
Hey,
Big
remember
Trouble was
RoboCop?
never.
Man, let me tell you, RoboCop's going to be. It's
But
gonna
hang
be
on,
so
no.
meaningful.
Big Trouble was never that big a movie when it came out. I don't even know if it was a box office success.
No,
I
I
don't
doubt
think it
it.
was.
I seriously doubt it. And it is a cult classic, but even that fan base is not that big.
No, it's not.
So why bother? It's not a money grab.
Well, I don't know, but it is. Maybe the fan base isn't that big, but it is a title people remember.
I guess
It's kind of like they go back and they're making all those. What was it they made the movie like the about the family in space or Lost in
Lost in
Space?
Space.
How
Oh,
big
God,
a
that
market
was
is
so
there for
bad.
Lost in Space? But it was a title people recognized, and they can
I
build
saw
on
that.
that. So
I saw
you
that.
know,
Agreed.
this is
Poor-
Big
poor
Trouble in
Joey.
Little
With Matt
China.
LeBlanc.
Yeah, I know, poor Joey trying to be an action hero.
Oh.
Big Trouble in Little China. It's a property that people recognize at least.
Sometimes what I feel is like you get these filmmakers or producers that grew up with those movies.
See,
and
that's
they
what I
really
kinda
just
think it is
desperately
here,
want to
because
do it. They
when-
want to tell that story.
It's
When
kind of
this-
like Eric
when this-
Clapton doing Crossroads Blues.
When this was announced that the remake was happening, the Rock Johnson, The Rock, okay,
Right, yeah.
was very in front of, we're remaking Big Trouble in Little China. The way it came across was almost a passion project. It's like, I want to do this. And I think that is kind of what it is, that there is some, you have the money grab, but that's basically the studio saying, that's a good idea, and it might get us some money. Let's do
Well, you
it.
know what you
But
do.
before that, you have someone pitching, I want to remake this movie because it sounds awesome.
Because
Kurt-
it's their nostalgia from
Yeah.
their youth. Yeah.
Kurt Russell goes in and talks about how it was a different movie. They did things different. Like he talks about one thing is the first thing we did was flip the concept of leading man and sidekick. But hey, that's what you do if you want to make it different. Make Dwayne Johnson the sidekick.
Yeah.
Make somebody like Steve Zahn or something like that the main character.
That would
Steve
be-
Zahn.
You know,
He's
or the,
perfect right now.
Or Sean Michael Scott or something. Do something weird. If they did something
I
like
love
that,
that you
it
go
might
to the
be,
guys from the 90s.
yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
John Michael Scott. Is he?
Stifler?
He's early 2000s.
Yeah, but no. I meant like when he's kind of leading man-ish. I would think Steve Zahn more because he is more the blue guy.
Well, that's the joke I'm making.
But-
He was that
Yeah.
guy.
But we do know that
Goofy
Sean
old
William
Goofy
Scott
guy,
and
yeah.
The Rock do have good chemistry together.
They do.
Yeah, that's true. 'Cause
Actually,
Man,
that.
I love The Rock.
Rundown.
Yeah, that's
The
such a
That
good
would
one.
be totally fine, and he would
Oh
be
my
one-
God! If they had them two together and they managed to get Christopher Walken in there, somehow.
I am
Christopher
sure.
Walken.
Oh,
Look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
It's my favorite Rock movie.
That would piss off a whole community,
So,
but man, that
I would
be.
like to point out that this remake has already been taken care of because in the second season of the newest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series, there is an episode called Chinatown Ghost Story that uses concepts from the films. The antagonist is Ho-Chan,
Oh,
and
great.
it has the swords and everything in it.
I really
That's
need to
a
watch
winner.
this incarnation because I hear it's really good.
I guess I need
You
to
know,
watch
he just
that.
has it on from time to time. What I find myself most drawn to that he watches on a regular basis is Teen Titans Go, which is hilarious, despite all the hate that everyone gives it. That show's funny. And Steven Universe is
Steven Universe is really good.
incredible. If you're not watching Steven Universe, you are missing like some of the best TV out there. And it's an animated show.
Yeah, and it's really short. It's like each episode's like 10 minutes. It's
Is
great.
it on Netflix or
It's
Amazon
on
or anything?
Hulu. It is on Hulu. Not all of it, but a lot, like up through like 30 something episodes.
Okay. Good to know.
Oh.
We'll get into it.
Okay, so basically the end of this is none of us are in support of this.
Well, yeah. Just to wrap it up,
I'm not.
it's
I'm
in
not.
it's in the early
opposed to
stages of development, so it looks like it is something that's probably going to happen, and
I'm gonna,
Russell has no problem with it.
With that
I'm gonna
said,
put
though,
this-
I don't have that big of a problem with The Rock. I've enjoyed him in
I
some
think
things.
he's a courage.
I like it.
I like The Rock
He's got a
in-
screen presence.
Yeah, I think
He's got charisma.
I may not like the movie, but I usually like him in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna file this in the same place I'm putting the Ghostbusters remake. I'm gonna see it because I'm a Ghostbusters fan. It's the only thing we've got in years, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna see this. But like, I don't care for any of the people in that. I don't want them to be in Ghostbusters. I don't want Dwayne Johnson to be in.
I hate the Ghostbusters remake a whole lot more.
Well, I
hated it.
But are you gonna see it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You only
See?
hate it because of Melissa McCarthy.
That's a good reason.
That's a very good
It's
reason.
a really good.
Y'all could pull your heads
You
up.
might even
Exactly.
say, would you say it's a big reason? Because she's a-
I shouldn't
Because
have
she's a
said
big
that.
movie
Why did you do it?
Oh, it's a fat joke.
Oh, no, it doesn't. No, I'm saying she's a big movie star, Mike.
And it's all your hate mail to and your head.
No, that'll be going to your worms.
I swear to
Speaking
God,
of big
Twitter,
movie stars,
Yeah.
why are you being an a-hole right now? Read
Yeah, why
your
are you doing
freaking
it?
story.
Put your phone
You
down.
put my script over there.
I'm
No.
trying to get all of this in frame.
Oh, my.
You still
that
put
was
my
Wow,
That was-
that was cutting. That was powerful.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Wow, why did I get wet?
Well,
That's probably a good reason.
just happened.
Bye,
What is
Mike.
he going to do?
He's going to
You don't want to know.
take care of business.
Oh, Jesus, in my
I think this show is falling apart very quickly.
Absolutely, this is one of those days. All right, so TV.
All
There's
right.
a couple things before we get into Zach's story because he's gonna read it. I'm looking forward to
It's
it.
not right.
So, Ash versus Evil Dead. Did you watch it? Did you catch
I
up?
am all my caught up.
And we can't spoil because.
I will not spoil.
But to
It
be
is
said,
hilarious.
if people will come to my house and
Mhm.
do the
Right.
little hangout thing like they're supposed to do, I have stars and I have them DVR. So.
Right.
Well, I might have to make some.
I did watch the Constantine crossover episode of Arrow last week, which has the Matt Ryan, the guy who played Constantine, on the short-lived NBC series Constantine, which was really damn good, and it was really damn good. It was really good to see that character back. It was the same exact.
So
way
it
he
was
played.
it was the same as from the show.
It was the exact same. He
That's
played him the exact same way, the exact same
That's
humor.
kind of cool.
That's pretty
Yeah, and everything down to the magic usage and all that. The first time, it was great. And I got the feeling from the way the show did it that CW just wanted to test out the character on something before committing to a show, which is probably just the way I want it to be.
Yeah.
It's just I want him to get a show.
While you're talking about CW, I think The Flash is probably the best show on TV that nobody is watching.
Oh,
That's not true because I am watching
I
every
get back to that. 'cause
The
I-
Flash is so good.
So in this season is even
Oh, God.
better.
It is. The Flash is hands
So-
down the best
I'll get caught up.
superhero
It's so
live action.
dramatic and funny and action. I'm like really shocked by this show. It's so much better than it should be on the CW.
I feel like we need to spend a little more time on Evil Dead because it is doing everything that show needs to do. It's got the slapstick stuff, the light bulb bit. I mean, it's hilarious, and he's not doing anything but stepping on light bulbs. And then, of course, it's got all the little winks from the movie. And it's got that sweet cameo from Lucy Lawless in the first episode, and you're like, I don't know where this is going.
Nothing has beat. I mean, I love both episodes. Both great. But nothing has beat the doll for me.
The doll was really funny.
Really
and I watched it with my brother, and he's like, what's with the doll? And I'm like, well, I guess the Evil Dead is possessing dolls to say, but it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter that it doesn't fit, because it's hilarious, and then it goes flat like a wet whack-a-mole.
There's really a lot of great stuff that I would love to talk about in episode 2, but so many people in this room.
We'll save it.
I have it.
And this is in the trailer, but that moment with the in-air chainsaw hookup,
it's classic.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, man, I wish Starz streamed stuff.
The first episode.
It's on their website, so there's no real excuse for me to not have done it. Oh,
they're just putting that.
But
it's that drug dealer type of marketing.
It is. But there's so many reasons why this show could have been a failure. And it's not. It's great. At least the first few episodes. But I do feel like it's one of those shows that probably should have a set ending and not stick around too long.
Yeah.
We
don't want to get too
But
crazy.
right now, these first few episodes, and like you said, I can't wait. I love Lucy Lawless. I can't wait to see what her part in it is, and you still don't know. Great. It's really great.
Now, the other thing we should talk about in TV is yesterday, Joel Hodgson, I've never got it. Thank you. He put up a Kickstarter campaign to bring back Mystery Science Theater.
I saw that.
He is asking for $2 million, and in one day he has earned well over $1 million.
Yeah.
He is halfway there.
That's incredible.
And that's not even the amazing part, which I was all about this at first. I was like, I'll do it. He wants to bring in an entire new cast. He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be the guy. He wants new evils. He wants new people doing the boss voices.
So where you are this
I don't know about that.
No, I like that because he's saying, you know, like he knows what's going on here, and he will obviously be a big part of it, but he also knows that he has to bring in fresh blood in order to keep it fresh for everybody else.
It wouldn't be the first time.
They're still already kind of.
It ended in '99. It hasn't been the first time since we've had a reboot on the cast. Even at least one of the boss voices has changed since the very beginning. Of course, Joel was booted. Forrester was even gone by the end. He was replaced by his mom. So.
And they've been doing riff tracks too. So
they've been doing riff tracks.
It kind of makes sense that
Titanic.
So I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like we're already doing this, so we don't have to be the ones on.
I would love to see them.
You know what? I'm surprised. I'm surprised that he hasn't gone to Shout Factory, and maybe he has bigger aspirations for bringing the show back. But Shout Factory has the distribution rights for all the previous MSC3Ks. And
well, it might be just trying to buy rights.
Well, the point I'm trying to make is Shout Factory now has their own streaming service for all their products.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that could be where this comes
I think it's Shout TV or it's something like that. Yeah. You go to Shout Factory website, they have a link to it there, and you can watch their current stuff, and then a lot of stuff they haven't put out yet is just up there, and it's neat.
Really?
So, and I think they have one or two little short original things happening. So
That's cool.
To me, it makes sense to put it there because it would blow
that
up.
That could be where it's going to come out. He's talking about for this $2 million will get us 3 episodes. So I'm all in. I'm gonna kick in some money.
That's an expensive.
That's an expensive show.
It really is for what they do.
Yeah. That's okay though. People are going to pay it.
Well,
like I said, I think a lot of it is probably just licensing.
And also, since we don't
well,
have an official,
some of the best MST3K stuff is public domain though.
Yeah, but I mean, does he own? Who owns the rights to Mystery Science Theater?
I don't know who owns broadcast rights. I know Shout Factory owns.
And that might be what he's trying to get.
I don't know that anybody owns broadcast rights anymore.
It may not be.
So, and that's what I mean by licensing, not necessarily the movies.
Maybe you're right about that.
Yeah.
Maybe part of it is for the broadcast rights.
So, because we don't have a video game part, but we were talking about Kickstarter, I also want to say right now, with a few days left, they are trying to get a Friday the 13th video game made.
I want that so bad.
And it looks phenomenal.
But you get to play Jason.
You get to play. I don't know. I didn't even look that far.
I want to
kill but Al Borland is saying yes. So.
Al Borland, thank you, Al Borland.
Thank you, Al Borland.
There's a special mode where you can play as the killer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because as bad as it sucked, I still love the Friday the 13th NES game. Where
I
you're
played
running
it.
top
No.
half.
I
I
played
played
it.
that
It
game.
was bad, but I played it.
It was bad, and I cheated. I don't know how. I had a lot more patience as a
All right,
kid.
everybody, let's
That's
take
just
a moment.
You go left, you look on the map, you're going right.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the era of game. You know, that's what it is.
I guess we're looking
Wait,
at the
what?
map. Yeah.
You were in a circle, though. That makes sense if you're at the top. of
If
the
you're
circle.
going left,
Uh-huh.
like say for instance you're on your screen, you're going left, you're
Right.
bringing up your map, you're like, okay, here I am.
Right.
Keep going left, and all of a sudden you're going right.
Yeah, but if you're in a circle, that makes sense. If you go in one direction, you're always going in the same.
So anyway,
So
Yeah,
let's
we're
take a
done.
moment.
Just thank God you weren't a Tesseract.
All right, let's take a moment to
No,
welcome Nico to the X-Bone world.
Nico got
I'm
X-Bone.
so
Generation
sorry.
X-Bone.
Wait,
Shut up.
I don't really get to say anything, do I?
So how do you like it?
I like it right now. It just was basically set it up. I got a special the GameStop was having over the weekend where if you buy a new Xbox, you get a free game and a free second controller, which is really the thing that's for me.
It's a great package.
It is a great package, and I got
Thank you.
I got a bundle. I got a bundled set that came with Gears of War, which I don't really care about as much.
Here's a classic.
But Rare Replay, which has some games I'm going to play on it, and Dragon Age Inquisition was the game that I bought for free. And then, as an apartment collectively, we got Fallout 4, and my roommates have just been going at Fallout 4
So I'm
since
assuming
yesterday.
Fallout 4 is good.
Fallout 4 is really good. It's simply a great graphical increase over the last version, but it's a lot of fun. The characterization building and the customization you can do in that is just phenomenal, and it's definitely has a really good storyline so far. So I'm
There's a lot of RPG elements to Fallout 4, though, isn't there?
well, I mean,
Pretty
there's
regular
to Fallout. It's you make a character and you play that role. That's the whole point. And that's the thing I actually like about Fallout over Elder Scrolls, and particularly the last iteration of Skyrim, is that it's got better characterization, particularly with the NPCs.
Mhm.
I love Skyrim, but a lot of its characters.
See, I can't think about
very
Skyrim without thinking about, you know,
Pacific Rim job.
yeah, exactly. But it's not.
Yeah, well, I think that just says something about you.
And Catherine.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
it.
fine. Yeah.
But no, it's been really good. So does the Dragon Age. I've had a lot of fun. In terms of the system itself, somebody has the gamer tag Nico screen.
Yeah.
I couldn't get
That
my
sucks.
usual social handle. It was frustrating and weird. I don't know.
Actually,
what
maybe they thought they were getting Nico's cream.
maybe. Actually, you know what I think it is
It's been 4 years, so I can recycle
It-
it.
it
Joe.
was-
You mean like a chimney switch right now?
I never heard it, so probably
I told you.
you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
No, it
couldn't.
wasn't here.
I couldn't get that name, but I couldn't find anybody when like searched friends or searched for people who had that name.
Yeah.
But I did find a Nico space Scream, and I'm like, maybe that's it. So I got Nico Scream 1 all together, like Niko SCREAM
Well-
and O-N-E.
Well, good for you.
We have CultureSmash. So we
Yeah.
got that. So that's.
So if you'd like to blog your experiences, I've got a good URL I could make you a deal on.
Generation
Generation
Expo.
X.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I'm sorry you didn't join over to the PC Gaming Master.
No,
You know, I have a PC.
You could have been
No,
playing
it's fine.
Fallout 4 at 60 frames a second, 1080p max settings.
We had this discussion.
I also don't care.
Yeah.
Instead of playing it at 30 frames a second on low settings.
But you know what else? I can play that on my 60-inch TV.
Guess what? I can hook up my computer to your 60-inch TV
And I gotta wait for you to
and
boot that
still
thing up.
play in 1080.
And I gotta look at the windows.
And I can up.
Zach,
No,
don't
no,
you have
no,
a
no, no.
story?
You can do 4K up resing. You can play in 4K.
Zach, don't you have a story?
Yeah, don't you have something? Wait. So is everybody caught up on Walking Dead? By the way?
No.
No,
Well,
I
what the-
Yes.
I generally
But I know
what's going
kind of
on.
what
And
happened.
I also don't care about spoilers because I know I watch it later.
Well, the only annoying thing.
I did watch Love Actually over the weekend.
The only thing that's annoying
That's a good
about
thing.
it
That's a good thing.
is they still.
It's a prequel. It counts.
Like, you still don't know what happens to
Love
me.
Still
Actually is
don't
the prequel?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And-
still
and
don't.
related.
But you do know what happens.
Okay.
You
Hang
do-
on, hang on. One.
Supposedly.
Can we get one conversation?
No.
No.
You do know what happens to Glenn because it was like it already showed like on the set
What do you mean?
pictures of Glenn on set with future cast members. So you know.
Well, no, but see, we know this from experience. Laurie Holden was in the show a long time after she was dead by flashback and all sorts of things.
They are
That means
really.
nothing.
If Glenn is dead, they have never ever built up the where is he? What's going on?
Yeah.
What about Glenn? So I'm going. If they bring him, if they say whatever happened in the attack, if they do that this one time, it's okay. They get this one time.
They get one pass.
And if they ever bring anyone else back from the dead, I am done with the show.
Based on the
Not
comic books, he is supposed to die a certain way by a character that's being introduced. In
Yeah.
Okay, and
That's
that's fine.
So we have
characters who have.
We have veered off quite a bit from the comics.
Yeah, Andrea and the old dude were supposed to be, pouncing the.
Whoa, wait, what? Andrea and the old dude?
Yeah, not Carl, the Winnebago guy. That would have been.
Oh, Dale.
Yeah, Dale.
Carl
Dale-
would have been very
Dale-
different.
And all they ever did was
Ah.
they kind of hinted to that, something like that could have been in the show, didn't they? It was
No, I felt it was a much different relationship.
Was it a
than the show.
father-daughter
It was a-
relationship?
It was a father-daughter not banging relationship.
Not banging.
Oh, and
No, it was not the bang bus. It
And
was
speaking of Walking Dead, I don't read the comics, but I
Bang Bang
am really excited for who they're bringing on. They're bringing on Jeffrey Dean Morgan as the newest villain. I am
me some Jeffrey
all
Dahmer.
about
He's
this.
awesome.
I am all about this.
He shows up everywhere. He was the comedian. He was. He's gonna be Bruce Wayne's dad.
He's
Oh,
I feel so
I am
bad just
the
having to lower
most
himself by
excited.
doing this.
no.
Shut up, Zach!
Do it.
No, that was pretty good.
Don't
That
get
was-
That was
That was your fault, Zach.
that was yeah. There's no really. I don't know. Just shut up now.
So,
Now you take the couch with. Look
but
what you did.
we did talk about this.
They still
I
turn
think
someone
you
on.
might not have been here, but when we talked about the previous episode, which was focused on what is his name?
Yes.
Morgan.
Morgan.
Oh, yeah.
Such a good episode.
That was a good
It was,
episode.
It was an
really
incredible.
good.
I think that was one of the most compelling episodes that we've had. That was just a character-driven episode since the Two Little Girls.
Yes.
Yes.
Agreed.
It was very well written, very, very well acted. Like, it's just, it was incredible. I loved it.
Glenn's not dead.
On this current, the most current, you haven't seen the newest episode?
I haven't seen the newest episode. I know about Maggie.
She's, well, that's all over the place. This is why I have to stay caught up because it gets spoiled all over Facebook.
Yeah.
But the Maggie scenes are so good in this newest episode. She is such a good actress.
I will catch up. It's been very, very busy. Do you know what I did watch last night, though, because I can actually watch this? I watched the first 2 episodes of Master of None. Have you guys watched this?
Not yet, but
Aziz-
it popped up on.
I'm sorry.
It kind of falls off.
Did you watch all of it?
Yeah.
Okay, it does, because I've watched the first 2 episodes, and
The first 2 are nice, quirky, weird
Yeah.
kind of comedies, and then it
And
kind
then
of turns into just a typical kind of, maybe not typical, but I mean it just turns into
like
a love story.
indie sort of like, oh, this is my life, and my life
Oh, I
kind
have
of
some
sucks. I'm
Cat
making
Madisons
jokes
too now.
every now and then.
It's always funny.
Yeah.
It stays funny till the end, and there's a nice Nashville episode.
Really?
That's really cool.
Yeah, there was a Nashville. I heard about that because that's actually how I heard about the show. I was
I
on
need to watch the
Reddit.
Nashville episode. Okay.
Apparently, they go to a fake barbecue place.
I think
Why
the
did they go
barbecue
to a real
place
one?
is fake, but they go to the boot place where you get like 3 pairs of boots for
My
$1.
favorite-
They go down to Broadway.
That's my favorite place on Broadway. It's so much fun. I love that place.
Well, because it's funny, because you stand outside and you watch all the girls
That's what
walking
you
down.
do. You go across the street, you get yourself a drink, and you find a good place to sit, and you watch not just girls, actually some of the really funny
And
ones.
now we're
are
just going to a
guys
Paradise Party
Yeah.
burger.
who
Oh, man.
certainly
buy
Yeah.
those and decide to walk Broadway with them.
Yep, and then after like the second day, they can't walk anymore,
Yes.
but they're still
But I
trying
kept
to.
watching for it to be like a couple of establishing shots, and then it just be back in New York or wherever the hell they shoot it. No, they actually stayed in Nashville. It was
Huh.
That's cool.
I'll have to watch that one.
All right.
it's worth watching.
Zach,
But
you got a
it's
story?
kind of
Oh my
disappointing.
gosh.
I guess you can actually read it now. We'll let you read it.
Alright, so
Even though-
Snowpiercer is getting a television adaptation.
Why?
Well,
Go
that's a
ahead.
great
Bong Joon-ho?
Bong Joon-ho.
The host
Have you not seen any of his films?
No.
He's a good filmmaker.
Okay.
His film, starring Chris Evans, which was based on the French graphic novel, that one.
La Transpacifique.
It's Les.
Anyway,
I can't read French. By Jacques Loeb and Jean-Marc. I hate names. Anyway, about a train of survivors during a post-apocalyptic ice age will be making its way to the small screen. From Marty Andelson's Tomorrow Studio.
Andelston.
Do you want somebody else to read your story for you
thought
and
you
then
agreed
tuck
not
you
to.
into
That kind of
bed?
sounds like Nathan is.
The script will be written by Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles creator Josh Friedman.
Which was actually a decent show.
Following the announcement, Friedman took to Twitter to assure fans that while the outlet for Snowpiercer has yet to be secured, the show won't be coming to network television. Bong Joon-ho and Do-ho Choi are attached.
I love how you try to apply an accent to those.
What? Because I know how to.
Bong Joon-ho?
Attached as executive producers, as well as Marty Angelstein and Becky Clements. Quote, we are very excited to be working with Josh on this incredible story. As such a prolific and innovative writer, he is the ideal person to create a massive new world in this adaptation, Angelstein said in a statement. Quote, this is a expansive, high-concept project that we are thrilled to be a part of, reimagining it for television. I don't really think there's a story here.
Well, especially
I think it is a story. It's like,
no, I mean, unless you're adapting the film to television, I don't think there's.
Well, maybe
more
they could
story.
take the film and actually make something good out of it because that film was.
I thought the film was fine.
It was interesting.
Mm.
I don't know if it was good, but it was interesting.
I think that's
I
probably
liked
my
your reaction when I asked you if you liked it.
I said I don't know. I think that's accurate. The interesting comment. Like I thought it did some neat things, but I think it could have been better in its execution. Like, I like the premise of it.
Well,
It was one of
Chris
those-
Evans is a good actor, and he's like a piece of wood in that movie. It's horrible.
That too,
I
they-
disagree. I thought he did really well.
I think
Of
it
course
did well,
you
but
do.
the problem is that it was lack of charisma. It's kind of like not that Will Smith did well in After Earth, because nothing in that movie did well, but it's the same kind of problem of you have this naturally charismatic actor and you don't use that charisma.
Yeah,
We need you to tone down the charisma.
exactly. Bring it back. Bring
Your
it back.
charisma's at an 18.
We're just
We need
liking
that
you
before.
too much.
We are. But if you want to watch something else this week, and I'm not saying good, we'll see. On Blu-ray, Terminator Genesis in 2D and 3D flavors. Trainwreck Unrated Edition.
I'll be watching that.
I would probably watch it, I guess. I saw, and I don't know if it's the same as the DVD you're going to review, Catherine, but I saw some of her HBO special. She's kind of funny.
She's very funny. I like Amy.
I like
I
cute
like
girls
her.
saying dirty things.
I was going to say, and she's kind of cute, saying
I
dirty
do.
things.
Sarah Silverman,
Sarah Silverman, yeah, good example. Yeah,
Amy Schumer, that's about it.
I get it.
So
So,
there's another one on Bob and Tom I like. I can't think of her name right now.
also, this week, Selfless is out, and the Star Wars Steelbooks.
Theatrical versions?
No. No. Not that you knew this.
I know. Because if that news came out, it would.
Hey, why don't you go make another sequel to Air Bud?
Exactly. And the one thing I would actually
There's a
like to
more
have
obscure
that's out this
Pixar
week,
reference.
Play Misty for me.
I actually really like Play Misty for Me. It's a good movie. But is the Justice
Oh.
League Unlimited complete series?
That would be nice.
That was one of the best superhero TV series, animated or not. It was just a really well done show.
It was really well done. I love that show.
I thought he was at the end of the list.
No.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul season 1 is out, and there's also a collector's edition of that.
You know, I saw that at Best Buy today, and for a moment, I actually thought I kind of want that. But then I'm going through this whole other paradigm shift that we can talk about in a minute.
Okay.
Why did Better Call Saul? Because I really like that series.
Alright.
Like, it's really kind of sticking with me. Not in the way that Breaking Bad did, because it
different
will be
show
a
than Breaking
long
Bad.
time before we have a TV series that is as good as Breaking Bad.
Agreed.
Great.
But it's entertaining.
Well,
Now, Mr. Robot is a great TV series, but its quality is too high to even think about it in that regard.
Alright.
You've been watching that, right, Amara?
I haven't caught
I thought
up.
you picked it up. Okay.
No, well, I mean, like, I've seen, like, the first several episodes, but I haven't been able to keep up because, I mean, unless it's streaming on some sort of service, the only time I have to watch it is at midnight, and I can't really call upon anybody like, hey, you gonna come over right now? That's morning in my jammies, and I don't feel like getting out of my bed.
My TV watching is getting a little bit out of hand these days because there used to be Simpsons and Walking Dead, which is nice because they're both on Sunday. So Sunday night was my TV night.
Yeah.
Then Fargo is back. Are you watching Fargo?
No,
Here's
I
what you
want
need to know about Fargo. The
I-
main actor in Fargo, kind of chubby white guy, blonde hair.
Do I have to watch the entire first season?
Nope, not at all. No, you can pick up.
Because
you can pick
this
up and not
season-
miss a thing.
What I've seen of this season looks pretty entertaining. It actually does.
It is.
It looks better than the horrible movie it's based on.
Shut up!
Oh, man.
Oh.
All right. So,
Whoa.
you got the
Hey.
spritzer.
Spray my computer.
I
it will
don't
be-
quite
it will
agree
be
with
fine
your
up
movie
to-
critiquing.
They're
that.
water resistant. No water. It'll be fine.
Continue.
So kind of big
I
guy,
feel kind of
blonde
refreshed
hair.
now, though. line.
Here we go.
It's
Good.
one of the main actors, and I'm looking at this guy. I'm like, I know this guy. I can't figure out what I've seen him on. I looked him up. It's Odd Todd from Breaking Bad.
Shut up, Creepy Todd.
Yeah, it was.
Creepy Todd
He's
is the
put on a
worst.
little weight. Doesn't quite look like himself, and he's such a nice guy in this. You don't even think of it. Doesn't even conjure any
It's so
images
weird.
of Todd. He's married to
So
Kristen Dunst in the show.
Oh, Kristen Dunst.
Maybe I'll try and pick it up because the stuff I've been seeing looks like it's really entertaining.
So then there's that. The new series of the new season of Doctor Who has turned out to be pretty good. So I'm picking that up on Saturday night.
I need to catch up on that one.
Have you seen the first 2 episodes?
I saw the first episode.
How did you see that first episode and not watch the second one?
Because BBC America put it up on
Easy,
YouTube.
Doctor Who.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Fair enough. Well, the other
Oh.
one is up on the internet if you want to be not legally. But it's there.
I'm saying
BBC iPlayer.
it's getting a little out of hand, but that's why I
Well, yeah,
I tried that. I had a hard time. But I need your expertise.
But
I
no,
tried that too.
But yeah,
I didn't have time for
it's
that.
really just if it's not available on a legitimate streaming option,
it gets a little
I don't go through the effort to find it because I have.
But this episode, but that's the thing. I don't either. But this, I was like, I have to find it where this is.
Like,
I was freaking out about it. It has to do with I love the Daleks, and it's a Dalek episode, but it's even like it has to do with other characters from the series, and so yeah, I had to know as a cliffhanger. It's like this is bull. I'm going out online. I'm doing whatever it takes.
I'm enjoying the hell out of
this
this new season of Doctor Who, but I've actually gone back and watched some of the older ones like some of the David Tennants and stuff like that, and the stories are just not as good.
It depends. David Tennant is my favorite Doctor, so I'm willing to give his stories an awful lot of leeway.
But even just maybe taking kind of him out of it a little bit.
Mike, I love your pink koozie.
Oh yes.
Very social.
Yeah.
Like I said, I really love Peter Capaldi as the Doctor, and some of the stories are amazing. But then other ones are just kind of they make it. He's got so much energy and just that he's so crazy. It kind of makes it fun.
I swear.
But it's just not.
Yeah, last
I mean, the story. If you start thinking about it, it's
his
just.
last season was very uneven. It was in that way
Yeah.
because there were some good episodes, but there were some I just couldn't get.
Until we got to the big reveal at the end, I didn't have any real.
I actually didn't care about the big reveal either.
No, that I liked up to that point.
Let me show you guys quickly how much impact the Doctor Who conversation is having on the show. Blam.
All right.
No, they're just like
Well, I would feel
Well, that's true.
bad. I would feel bad, but it's probably been like that for at least 10 minutes before.
Look, we haven't had Mike say this much since the Bond thing.
That's
so
true. That's true.
It's kind of exciting.
So, like, half an hour
it's
ago.
dangerous when Mike talks because you don't know what's going to happen.
All right.
Well, I have.
Well, we can move on.
We'll let
I
Nico
have
do
something to
comments.
say before we get into comments. We do need to discuss something.
We actually missed this earlier. We should have brought it up earlier. We were
Yeah.
talking about is the Gunnar Hansen, right?
Yes.
So over the weekend, Gunnar Hansen passed away at 68. We don't know how it happened, but and I guess in the end, it's really as long as it's not foul play, it's not important. And even if it was, it doesn't impact us. What does impact us is that a horror film icon is passed away, and I've actually had several encounters with him. I've done a couple of interviews for websites with him, and got to hang out with him a few times at conventions, and he was such a gracious guy. Like, he loved his fans. He even pointed out that my Texas Chainsaw Massacre poster is a reprint, but he said, I'll sign it and make it valuable for you. He was a really great guy, and he's one of those guys that, like, he played Leatherface, and when you watch somebody else play Leatherface, it's not the same. He actually created that character with just grunts and body movement, and it's.
Well, there was something really, you could just tell it by his physical acting as well as some looks he gave. There was a real mental sickness going on. Not just...
Especially in the second one.
Well, not...
Which ones did he play Leatherface in?
Wasn't it just the first two?
I was about to say, it wasn't
just the first two.
Or maybe it was the first two.
First two, yeah. Because Toby Hooper did both the first two also.
Yeah, that first one, you could really tell there was something quite messed up. And the second one, they kind of went for a more comical sort of...
Yeah, we had to watch him, handle his business.
Like that, and,
Well, we had to watch him masturbate.
Oh, yeah, that's so.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the barbecue business.
Yeah, no. But the greatest story, the Gunnar Hansen story ever, Toby Hooper tells it, and he tells it like at every opportunity he can, because I think he takes pride in it now, was that movie, the house that it was shot in, they tinted the entire house. so that they can control day and night and the whole thing. Well, it's in Texas and it was in the middle of summer, so inside that tent, inside that house, it was like 120 degrees the whole time, and he was in 3-4 layers of clothes and a mask, and he said that Gunnar Hansen wouldn't speak to him throughout most of the shoot because he was just pissed. And by the end
Also,
of
he
it,
stank.
yeah, and he stank really bad.
So nobody was around him when they were taking breaks.
But at the very end of that movie, the movie ends with a scene of Leatherface just spinning and swinging this chain because he's so mad because the girl he was trying to kill got away. He said that Tobe Hooper swears to this day that Gunnar was trying to take him out because he gets within inches of his face when they're filming. He's like swinging that chainsaw right at the director. And I think there's probably some truth in it because he feels pissed in that end of that movie.
Yeah.
The emotional impact of that movie is what makes it scary.
That final shot where he's swinging around, it gets really close to that camera.
Yeah,
like,
well, that's what
really
Hooper says. He's standing beside the cinematographer, and it's like swinging inches from his head.
Yeah.
But it's sad, it's just sort of.
It's a loss of an icon. I mean,
Yeah.
Leatherface if you really want to make another Texas Chainsaw, sure, but it's not going to be the same. Who was the guy that played Darth Vader?
David Cross.
David Cross. It's kind of like, for that one moment in Revenge of the Sith that never happened, you could definitely tell it's not David Cross in that Vader suit. And it's a huge difference. It's just the way, someone performs the act. And it's kind of like...
It's like a 5-year-old dressed up as Vader.
Yes.
And they were doing this kind of thing. They didn't get the attention. And
This is an image of Stewie.
what's the guy's name who did Gollum?
Andy Serkis.
He's getting all the attention for that now, for being able to just create these characters with just simple body language. But these guys, Gunnar Hansen did that. He created an icon without ever uttering a full line of dialogue.
Well, actually, it's not even it's even more impressive because Andy Serkis has doing it with the motion capture where they're actually capturing his facial movements and
I was
his
about
face,
to say.
whereas Gunnar Hansen did it.
And he also gets to talk.
Yeah. Whereas Gunnar Hansen didn't have those advantages. He didn't have that. Yeah.
While wearing a
And
mask.
he did other films after this, and he had his career. It was mostly B films and that kind of thing. But he never complained. He enjoyed his career, But it's sad. And you had to bring up, when's Robert Englund going to pass away? He's
No,
old
I
too.
said it's kind of like, if and when Robert Englund dies, it's just like, oh man, it's a big loss.
It is. It's huge.
This one
Him
to
and
me
Brian
is like
Dennehy will never
way
get together
bigger.
for like FX8 or
FX.
whatever it is.
Did they do more than one?
There were two.
More than
There were
one.
definitely two. I don't know if there were any more.
I don't know if there were any more than that. That was
Wait, who
Are we the only
Brian
three that
Dennehy
probably
and-
know this movie?
Probably.
It was such a good movie that made a TV network out of it.
What was
Which
his
one
name?
is which had a spin-off network?
So there was a movie in the 80s called FX, and it was about a cop and a special effects guy, which was Brian Dennehy, and
He was the FX, the special effects guy, right? Robert Englund was the cop.
Robert Englund wasn't in that.
I was gonna say there was.
Are you pulling our leg?
No,
he's messing it up. That was
How much social have you had,
His
Mike?
last name is Brown. I think it's
Brian Brown?
Brian.
I thought it was Robert Englund.
No, it's not Robert Englund. The guy has curly hair that's in that. It's
Well, Robert Englund had curly hair.
no, not like that guy.
When he
Look
was
it up.
little,
Look it up. I think it's Brian Brown. I think it's his name. It's
It's
Brian.
definitely
I don't know.
Brian.
It's Brian something. It's Brown something Brown. But it's not Robert Englund. That's for damn sure. But
Brian Brown and Brian Dennehy. Very good.
see.
Cliff DeYoung is in it. And
Okay.
Jerry Orbach. Oh yeah, I know him. And Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
How about that?
Angela Bassett.
Bassett.
That's
Yeah, Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
Bassett.
There you go. That's right.
Yeah.
What fever dream am I
Okay.
thinking of then?
Yeah, it's like you swearing that John
Jimmy
Larroquette
Juice.
was in Lethal Weapon.
He was.
Oh yeah.
He totally was not.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100% sure.
But he was in Texas Chainsaw
He
Massacre.
was.
At least his voice
Okay,
Yes.
well, he does kind of look like.
I could see,
Robert
yeah, I could
No.
see, since nobody has seen that movie in 30 years, kind of thinking that could have been Robert Englund. It's not that
Yeah,
far.
so that's a piece of trivia for you. If you watch the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there's a whole piece of narration at the beginning talking about, based on a true story and all that crap that they always did in the 70s. That's John Larroquette from Night Court doing that piece of narration.
Yeah, right.
Jeez.
It is.
Do you know, as a fifth grader,
I said it, not you, so it's actually true.
as a fifth grader, I was convinced that Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'd never seen the movie because, my whole I didn't see a movie until I was in
Right,
fifth grade.
right.
But I had a friend in fifth grade who was from Texas. He was a transplant. He was moved from Texas, and he had claimed that he had been to the restaurant and he had been to the cave where they put the bodies. And I was totally convinced. I would have dreams about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I had never seen the movie. It was ridiculous.
But to come full circle, it was based on some of the parts of Ed Gein was based on Ed Gein. But the core of that story, as Toby Hooper tells it, is it came from him getting pissed off on a home repair, like a Lowe's kind of place. He couldn't get out, and looking up and seeing chainsaws on the wall, wondering, what would happen if I just pulled one of these off and started hacking the hell out of people until I could get out of here. That's really what he tells you where the core of the story came from. All right, so we probably BS enough. Let's wrap this thing up. Nico, internet. Oh wait, we gotta do comics,
Nico has
right?
a story.
I could just read the comic list.
No. Let's actually do the comic list because I was going to ask you about this story, actually.
Oh, you mean actually do the story that you gave? Okay.
Yeah, because I want to ask you about it.
All right. The original Wolverine may be gone, currently dead in Marvel, however long that may last. But a new one is picking up the mantle in all different Marvel universe. All new Wolverine, first issue coming out today, from writer Tom Taylor and artist David Lopez, explores what happens when X-23, the young female pseudo-clone of Wolverine, leaves her troubled past behind and tries to live up to the legacy. She will be now the best there is at what she does.
So,
assuming he's still not.
So in the comics universe, is Wolverine dead?
Yes.
I did not know this.
Come on, Steve.
Yeah.
I know that.
There was a whole Death of Wolverine story arc 6 months ago.
Yeah, well, I didn't see that.
I didn't read it, so I honestly don't know.
They poured melted adamantium on him or something.
Is that for real?
Maybe.
I
Wolverine a little bit, like a year and a half ago, lost his healing factor. So, making him easier to kill.
Oh, I see.
And he has since been dead for probably about 6 months. And although technically there is another Wolverine anyway, the Old Man Logan, it has crossed into main Marvel universe. After the events of Secret Wars, we don't know how it works out. But it does show it happening at the end of the Old Man Logan miniseries, which has ended the crossover. But anyway, he does survive the incursion, the merging of all the universes, and will be joining the Extraordinary X-Men team with Extraordinary X-Men 1. That one's already out, and he is in the end of that book. But in terms of being the costumed Wolverine character, X-23 is taking up the role.
Now, see, is X-23, is that a character that started in the comics, or is that more, did it come from...
I think
she's been in film and TV also.
Well, she was in the X-Men Evolution cartoon.
Yeah.
It happened around the same time, so I don't remember which one came first. May have been from Evolution, but yeah, basically the concept is in trying to recreate Wolverine, they kept cloning him and basically cloned him and merged that waste into the embryo, so that it's not necessarily a clone of Wolverine, it's Wolverine's child.
Essentially. Yeah.
And this is the 23rd attempt, or the 13th.
Okay, so that's what the numbers are about.
No, it's the 20, because it's Weapon X-23. It's the 23rd attempt.
Okay, all right.
And she's been a mainstay probably for like half a decade in X-Men and stuff.
Do you think we could get X-23 and female Thor buddy comic?
I doubt it.
No, but Rule 34 has some things to say about that.
We'll use the term buddy very loosely there.
I know. I'm eagerly waiting for Thor to pick back up because I really want more of that. But Thor's back as well. She's on one of the Avenger teams. There's too many damn Avenger teams right now.
There are too many Avenger books. I don't even know which one to read right now because I gotta read all of them.
All different Avengers, which I think is going to be the mainstay. The main Avengers book is premieres today. And that's the one that's got Iron Man and Captain America.
Traditional team.
Yeah, it's got Miles Morales, Spider-Man on it. It's got Thor's on it. I think Vision is on that team. So yeah, it's definitely a more traditional team. You also have Uncanny Avengers, which is the Unity Squad. It's the one with
It mixes
It's got Steve Rogers, the retired Captain America, kind of leading it in terms of a commander role, but it's got Rogue, it's got Deadpool, it's got some other characters, so I don't really care as much for that one.
So far, the only thing I'm liking a lot from the new, like, revamped is Iron Man. I like that.
Iron Man's pretty good. I like Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is also pretty good.
I don't like Spider-Man.
I disagree on that. I do like Spider-Man.
Spider car.
The,
How stupid is that?
Oh man,
Why do you not have a spider car? Batmobile's okay, but you can't have a spider car? Really?
No
issue
spider car.
3 had the Human Torch come in, and he gets pissed because
Wait, what did you say again?
issue 3 has the Human Torch come in.
Yeah. Oh,
I heard it too.
Yeah.
Where he comes.
Yeah. And again and again.
Anyway, because Peter Parker and his company, Parker Industries, buys the Baxter Building because it's otherwise dilapidated. He's pissed, but they all get over it. But he's also pissed because Spider-Man rebuilt the Spider-Mobile without the Human Torch, and that was the thing, is they made the Spider-Mobile kind of happen. It was like buddy adventures with the two of them.
I can't get coming out of my
well,
And no one's surprised at that.
I want to ask if the Human Torch is involved with the X-23 and female Thor video. But two,
Yeah.
this is one of the few times I've ever
Well,
looked up and seen Nathan happy during comic book
That's
conversation.
I mean, it's just coming, like, Human Torch coming, and then you think about Spider-Man shooting his web, and you're like, oh.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Torch coming.
Passing up the show.
All right, so what's out this week if you actually want to buy some books?
For Marvel, we have all different Adventures #1. All new. Hopefully it drops. I get it using it at the beginning, but
Yeah.
all new Wolverine #1, Carnage #1, Darth Vader #12, and Illuminati #1.
But the abbreviation is a NAD.
It is an ad, yeah.
Yeah.
From DC, we have Batman 46, Batman Beyond #6, Superman and Batman #26, Constantine the Hellblazer #6, and actually one book from DC I'm excited about is Superman American Alien #1, which is the first issue in I think a 6 or 8 part miniseries by Max Landis, who's the guy who wrote Chronicle, and he did a couple of internet videos about Superman, like the death and rebirth. Also the son of
John Landis.
John Landis. And
Writer of World War Z.
he's a really
No, that's
Max Brooks.
Oh, that is Max Brooks. That's true.
He's a really big Superman aficionado, and I'm really excited about that.
Okay.
In other books, we have Age Sapien #28, Back to the Future #2, Red Sonja Conan #4, Southern Bastards #12, and Wicked and the Divine #16.
Is Back to the Future just retelling of the movie?
No, it's new stuff.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh,
It's
so-
gonna be awkward doing-
I have to. You talking about Superman reminded me. I have to bring up one other TV thing. Is anybody else looking at Supergirl?
I've yet to watch
The
it.
series.
It goes back to the same thing I said earlier. If it's not on an easily streamable option, I really don't watch it.
Yeah,
And
it's a major network. They don't stream it.
ABC does not. I mean, CBS does not put their stuff up on anything other than really their own stuff.
Well, I think they have
So
an app or something.
I have to go download their app. It's not on
Yeah, that's
Hulu,
true.
which is where I find most of my network stuff.
So I have watched it.
And I think it maybe costs something.
The thing about it is the weak part of it is the villains are kind of nonsense. You know, they don't.
Do they just talk gibberish and stuff?
Well, yeah, kind of.
Is
Actually,
it like Elizabeth Hurley in Wonder Woman?
Oh, that was
well,
amazing.
yeah,
Oh,
that was so good though in a really bad way.
That's
But
really
the
good.
positive aspect of it is they found a way to make somebody with Superman's powers vulnerable, in that she's
Again, hate mail to Dr. Worm75 on Twitter.
You have to go through Nico to get me. Is it worth it,
Yeah.
Catherine? Is it?
Is it worth it?
What about all the technology?
Well,
Uh-oh.
so what
I'll get you
they
later.
did though is she ends up fighting other Kryptonians. So it isn't somebody's more powerful than some, you know.
I was trying to be sneaky about it, but there was no way.
But she isn't a soldier, and she's fighting soldiers, like ex-Kryptonian soldiers, so she just doesn't have any skill. She's super strong, but she still gets her ass handed to her.
That's kind of like the argument in Man of Steel, though, too. Like, it's like, I've spent my whole life training my body. You should
have trained those neck muscles a little more there. That would work out.
But I think they're trying really hard, and I don't know. I need Catherine to watch it. I need to talk to a female who watches.
Do I really want to watch it because it looks kind of bad? I don't know. It doesn't look good. It looks like a WB show.
If it's not even appealing to a woman.
Well, and that's what I want to know, because they're what it really feels like they're trying to do is focus in on the female demographic and create a superhero series for women. I mean, she has, what they consider
women problems.
And
so she gets when she gets her period, does she bleed kryptonite?
We haven't gotten there yet, but I'm hoping they do something with that.
I'm sorry. Like that's just pandering. It's like Barney for children. You think that you're making a show for children, but you're actually just pandering to them. It's the same thing with making a superhero show for women. Yeah. This is why I'm excited for
Jessica Jones?
Yes, I'm so excited for Jessica Jones because it just looks like a really good superhero series that just happens to have a woman as a front runner. I'm so excited, but like that looks like the typical pandering shiza to females. It just looks stupid, and I'm not interested in it at all.
I watched it because I was going to try to write a feature article about it, and the original version of this, wasn't it done by some people behind Ally McBeal?
No, Ally McBeal is in it, if that's what you mean.
Well, no, I mean, wasn't there...
Calista Flockhart?
She's in Supergirl.
Yeah.
Did she keep flying away because she's a will-o-wisp?
She's basically like the Perry White character.
Yeah.
She's the...
I
was hoping one episode focused on Supergirl trying to get her to eat something.
It focuses on her elucidating and seeing a Nancy Baby.
But I watched the first few episodes and it doesn't appeal to me, and I can't decide if maybe that's the thing, is they're really trying to push hard on this female demo, but I also feel like it's.
I think it would probably work better if it's not on CBS.
Maybe so.
That network is trying to branch out in its demographic.
And they're trying to
Wait a second, it's on CBS? I thought it was WB.
No. Yeah.
See, again,
if it was on WB, I would watch it because they put their stuff up on Hulu.
They do, yeah, and they used to be really bad about it too.
They've been really good for the last few years.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that was it. I just was curious, but if you're a female fan of that show, send me an email. Let me know because I don't know. Can't decide. All right, Nico.
You can find me at Nico Scream on most Finder social networks, and if you're on Xbox One, Nico Scream 1.
Is there space?
Nope, no space, all one.
No. Okay, got it.
Spaces are for losers.
That's true. I agree. Like Zach.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Dwayne, go ahead.
Yep.
You'll find me almost everywhere at drworm75. That's Dr. Worm 75. This cocaine is wearing off.
See, all these years I've heard you say that. I thought there was a worms like a Z, but no, it's your singular worm.
That's true. Solo.
It's the Dr. Worm.
He's a solitary.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's would make it plural anyway, wouldn't it?
That's why I said he is a singular worm.
Yeah.
I thought he was plural. I thought he was multiple worms. I thought he was a skin suit of worms, all in
that has a doctorate degree.
Yeah, he has a doctor. Yeah.
I'm sorry, what's going on?
There we go.
Mike?
I'm confused. You can find me at CultureSmash.tv or maybe at Google Plus under Clovis Chitwood.
Maybe.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all those great ones, YouTube as well. Catherine May Holder, and my middle name is spelled M-A-I.
My.
It's real country
You
spelling.
can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, Nate70471, and you'll start seeing articles coming back on CultureSmash.tv.
And last, and probably
Al Borland on Tool Time.
Exactly.
Well,
And Al, Flannel Man Borland.
you can find me on Instagram, Master of the Matrix91. You can also find me on Steam at Dangerous Meat Lunatic, and you can also find me moving into my apartment. So.
Or sitting in.
Zach Sagrona.
Oh, yay!
Or you can find him sitting in our podcast room looking at cat videos on his phone.
Just like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
8. I think it's only 8. Okay, well maybe 10.
So you can find me on everything Culture Smash. Just Facebook and Twitter are the most common. Instagram is fun because I'm posting pictures of items we're getting for review. We've got a lot of cool things coming. Some of us are doing some top 10 lists. We've got our holiday buyer's guide coming, and Captain's got a, speaking of Amy Schumer, she has a review coming for that too.
Milk, milk, lemonade, round the corner and fudge is made. That was her really funny little sketch. She did it with Amber Rose, and I
When
totally...
did she do that, by the way?
Year ago, maybe?
Okay, I've seen that on Family Guy like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's based on
Yeah, it's
Child-
based on a thing, and she made it funny.
Yeah.
Or
See you all next week. All right.
when Gabo.
We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
There you go.